124 to 122, Kenyon. The Raptors tonight fell short. They lost at the buzzer. And this is going to hurt for a lot of Raptor fans watching this. But it's our obligation to play the clip, man. Let's watch it. Let's analyze it. And then we'll get the show started. So, OG had just tied the game. And it was just a mental breakdown. Just a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's tough.
It was a hard-fought game.
Your thoughts on that breakdown, though? I mean, how does that happen to a championship caliber team?
Well, to be fair, I don't think that they're a championship caliber team.
Well, let me reiterate that a championship caliber franchise that's been champions and it's well respected league wide is what I meant to say. But you're right. They're not a championship caliber team. There's just no way in hell.
Yeah. Like, you're really going in on us today.
I had to. I was so frustrated. I was flustered watching this offense for like the first quarter. And then they started moving the ball a little bit better. I'm like, okay, well, it's just getting better. And then, again, I get it. They hang their hats on defense, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
A lot of the energy is exerted defensively. But at the same time, there's like elementary stuff that shouldn't be happening, and it's happening to the Raptors offensively.
Offensively is not my issue. Watching that game and watching the end of the game,
Okay.
that defensive breakdown should never happen.
Right. Right.
So, like, I mean, I've said it before. I said that the offense is janky. Now, clarification point. What I mean by that is I'm not saying it's janky because of one player or another. It's just that's Nick Nurse's offense. It's why we rely a lot on fast break points. It's why, we try to win at the possession game. And I think we did a pretty good job of that tonight. But obviously, yeah, like you said, like we coughed up,
So to end the regulation, Scottie Barnes had a chance to win the game. I think it was 4 possessions before.
Go back before that, right?
He got injured.
Koloko.
Right.
No. Koloko missing the free throws.
I mean, but that was a given. Like, we know he's not a good free throw shooter.
I know. But I guess what I'm saying is that I've mentioned in the past that the free throws are an issue for the Raptors, and that will be something that comes up throughout the season. I'm not putting this on Koloko. I'm not going to say that at all.
He had a good game.
He did. He had. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a good game, but we came up short. Yeah.
Right. And it was tough. And to clarify that Scottie missed that last shot.
Yeah.
I get it. He was injured. He got injured, and then he checked back into the game. And then that Trae Young, boom from very, very far away happened because he wasn't on him, and he got the perfect split there. And then, again, offensive rebounds by Koloko. The game was he did a great job in giving the Raptors second chance opportunities today. But then Scottie Barnes, ankle or not, if you're a hooper, like if you play even at the lowest level, that's a shot where you say he sold and he should have made. Like, no question about it. You saw it in his face. He was laughing. He was like, "Oh my God, I just missed that." It was like an all-star moment. Remember when he was missing those things with Maxey?
Yeah, so what I'll say is this. I think Scottie Barnes had a phenomenal game overall. This was one game where he kind of made the conscious decision to be extremely aggressive. And that's all I've wanted because I think he's capable of it. So
yeah, damn near triple-double, right? 27 points. Or sorry. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. As you said, he was taking it to them.
Yep.
every single time. He was aggressive, which is what we always ask him to do. But, sometimes he's such an unselfish player that he tends to relegate to others too much. But tonight, if that's a Scottie Barnes that you're going to get for the rest of the season, the Raptors are in great hands.
Yeah, I mean, now again, his shooting splits overall weren't great, but I mean,
He was
50%
50%. He was 50% from beyond the
from
arc, though.
three, so that was fine. From and then just in general, like again, he, I told you before this, he needs to work on his finishing. It will
Yes,
get there,
he does.
and I think that that's fine.
I think he needs to get stronger for that to happen. Obviously, the
Yeah,
Raptors.
with his core, but
Right.
I at the same time, I think he's also. This was a good showing by him. Like I'm not. I know people are saying the shooting splits, but overall, this is the type of process that you want to see, and that's how you're going to get that growth and that improvement much faster.
Yeah,
Um,
and the Raptors have a great reputation of developing their guys, especially with their shots. But I feel
yeah,
like the strength will be a point of emphasis, and he definitely put the work in this summer. Obviously, he's received a lot of heat from the Toronto Raptors media as of late, and he answered the bell. He's a very
yeah,
young player. He's a very hungry player. He's an emotional, passionate, great teammate. I thought he unfairly got a lot of criticism, with Siakam and the core players being out, but at the
yeah,
same time, like that comes with the responsibility of being the rookie of the year, of already being recognized as one of the better young players in the league. So it was
yes.
unfair,
One
yes,
and also the added pressure of a lot
right.
of those same Toronto media members believing that he can be like he should not be put in any trade. Period. End of story.
Quantum, as you said, quantum
Yeah,
Scottie Barnes.
yeah.
He's that good though.
He is that good.
let's not kid ourselves. He's really
I'm
good.
sorry,
He
but like
has
he's
things
good.
to work on.
Yeah. Well, of
Obviously,
course.
everybody does though.
Yeah.
um,
The biggest room that we all have in our house is improvement. We have the biggest room
100%.
for it.
And let's kind of talk about some of the, I would say,
Yeah, so
negatives.
I feel bad because I'm like, yeah, like I don't want to relive the whole moment again. So,
We got to. We got to relive
yeah,
it, man. That's how we grow.
yeah,
That's part of this
yeah.
growth and trying to get over this terrible loss. But
That's fair.
Fred
That's fair.
Fred VanVleet, 44 minutes tonight, 15 points, 4 of 18. You talk about shooting splits. Jeez Louise, there 4 of 18 shots to get 15 points, 1 of 11. I'm going to go in on him because,
Oh
my
yeah, yeah.
goodness,
No, no, that's fair.
the type of
Um,
shots that he takes is truly elementary. It's 24-hour fitness basketball. I'm like, why are you taking these shots? And like, why is Nick Nurse not on your ass and calling a timeout the way Mike Brown does? Like, does he
yeah,
really allow him just to do this all the time?
yeah.
He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like it's, I can't lie, man. Like, no, this is
Nah, keep it 100.
Fred is some look. Um, at the end of the day, this is Fred. There's good and there's bad with it. I think whether or not people like Siakam or not, one of the things that I like when Siakam is in the lineup is it pushes Fred way down on the pecking order, which is good. Him shooting 13 shots is not a bad thing. And I don't know. I maybe I'm going in too much myself.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but I'm just saying like for his body or whatever. Look, he likes to help create rim pressure himself, but he can't really do that. Like he's not he's not 6'9". Okay, like it's
Right.
I feel really bad saying that, but it's really what it comes down to. I believe in the video for where it was Tim and I, and we were
Hmm.
talking about this, right?
Hmm.
And the thing that both of us pointed out, I think he was making a pass to Koloko in that one, is that like he can jump over. It was actually against the Hawks,
Hmm.
and it's like he's making a pass over top, stretching down, passing down over Clint Capella. Like Fred can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And again, as your lead point guard, 5 assists, and minus
He shouldn't
16
be the
plus
point guard.
minus, right? That's the problem because his tendencies
Yeah.
are not Scotty's tendencies. Scotty's tendencies is to get everybody else involved first, and Fred Van
He's
Vliet is
he's
to
also
get his
so
first.
yeah, so like if I could just talk about Barnes for a little bit more.
Yeah,
Like he's again, why I keep saying Scottie Quantum Barnes, and I hope that catches on, is he's cerebral, right? Like he's
for
able to
sure.
see basketball is kind of like a game of chess, and like really good chess players can see about five uh, or potentially more moves ahead. But like
Right.
when you start really getting into chess, you're looking 5 moves ahead. That's Barnes, and that's rare.
That's super
Um,
rare. And even in transition,
yeah,
where just a simple no look pass, just the awareness to know where all of his guys are going to
dude,
be and to
those
anticipate
passes
those
were
passes.
filthy.
We're filthy. We're filthy. And that's why we're
So,
so high on a guy like
yeah,
Scottie Barnes because not many players can process the game that quickly and that efficiently like Scottie Barnes. So yes, Fred VanVleet, it's all for me it's all about role optimization. How do you maximize your best players? VanVleet's one of your best players and right now he's not being maximized because he's being put in a position to where he needs to make too many decisions and historically speaking, he's not the best
yeah.
decision maker. A lot of it too is because of his tendencies, but most of it because of his lack of size. Like you said, he's not 6'9", and he can't do certain things where he's just limited. And that's just the reality of this whole thing. Like you said, we just
Yeah.
can't, like he's not wearing heels out here. Like you can't add extra 6 inches on him. Like that's who he is. Period.
So okay, yeah, like it's
He's not Trey Young, where he has that type of crossover, where he has those type of passing
yeah.
skills. Like Trey Young
Well,
is
okay,
a
so
cerebral
here's a good
basketball
point.
player.
Yeah, so
He's
like here's a good point, right? Between the first game and this game, I noticed that Trey Young was able to use his floater way more consistently and in a better way this time. Fred doesn't have a floater game.
no
And so it's when I say that I get annoyed, let's say,
right,
or you know, I hope for more from Fred or Gary Trent. It's because of their lack of a mid-range game to open up penetration to the rim, which neither of them are good at. They just don't have. One doesn't have the lateral quickness, and the other is too small and doesn't know. Like Lowry was well. First of all, I believe Lowry may have been more athletic in terms of his ability to he could dunk occasionally.
right.
Um, Fred doesn't possess the same body type as Lowry, and so he can't create that space. And he hasn't learned to like jut himself into the defender and then back out at a 45-degree angle. And it's something that Lowry used to do. It's a very challenging thing to do. You need a lot more strength, a lot more, core strength to be able to do it. And I just again I don't know if it'll happen with Fred because he's not Lowry either. It comes down to his size. I feel bad saying this.
But what
It's
I
not
hate the
something they
most
can really.
is right. But what I hate the most is when the Raptors broadcasters talk about how much he's improved at finishing at the rim. I'm like, sure. Like if when you're one of the
You
worst
look at the
finishers,
stats and you're like, "Oh,
right? So when you're one
that's
of
not
the
so
worst
good."
finishers and you improve, theoretically, you're not lying. But at the same time, how good is the difference of you improving? How much did you
Yeah,
improve is the real question, and they never, seem to
yeah,
be genuine about that. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah. And I mean, like, look, he understands the game. He's a good
For
player.
sure, he
He
is.
he
He's
does a
very
lot
good.
of
He's a
good
very
things.
good player.
Um, very good, yeah. But at this, like, there was this one read where he drove down to the rim,
Hmm.
and then he was like laying it up,
Hmm.
but he just got stuffed. And it's just like
Let me look up the
he,
highlights right now.
yeah, I've been waiting for those myself, and I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
the NBA .com stuff isn't up yet. So,
Okay.
but yeah, overall, I'm not mad at this game. Like that's the way that I look at it. Like I'm very happy with this game. Atlanta also, you knew that they wanted this win. Like they really wanted the win. Raptors wanted the win too, but Atlanta
Right.
really wanted the win, especially the way that they got like completely obliterated last game. So you expected it to be a hard fought game, and honestly, it was a hard fought game. I keep saying that as long as the Raptors put themselves in a position, as long as they fight hard, which they usually have almost every single game,
Hmm.
at the end of the third quarter, if they're down by even like 10, I'm not worried.
Yeah, because their
I'm not.
defense, like their deflections, their length, will give them opportunities that even when they don't have a good offense, it'll get them in transition and it'll get them going to the point where it's going to give you a chance, like you said, like you're not really worried about it.
Yeah. And like, yeah.
But when the game's on the line and your offense isn't what it's supposed to be, that's when you should be worried because you're like, shoot, who's gonna execute this play? Like, who do you want the ball? Like, which guy do you want the ball to? Which guy do you want to close the game with? Right? Obviously, Scottie Barnes, but the announcer kept saying, "Put the ball in Fred's hands." I'm like, for what? He's not as explosive as you say he is. He's gonna
Yeah.
get trapped, and especially if Murray's guarding him, I'm like, no issues whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Atlanta's like, please, God, yes, put the ball in Fred's hands.
Yeah, well, yeah. So again, I think that we're getting a little bit too harsh, but yeah, I'll say is this: if I look at did not play, did not play, did not play, and the people that were out, like you're missing a lot of your top players, right?
Right.
Like
And the
even
Hawks
guys
don't
like Otto
suck.
Porter Jr. would have made a huge difference.
Yes.
Like,
Let's,
so
let's see.
yeah,
Let's see. Okay, here we go. So we see a nice little deflection there by Trey Young, which is a little bit shocking if I'm being completely honest.
hmm
AJ, real quick, AJ Griffin, Duke guy, he had a hell of a
yeah.
game for them, right?
Against his dad.
Yeah. Yeah, great pass there. Wancho! My boy
Yeah,
Wancho
like
was
this is my
putting on
point.
some post moves, man, today.
Uh, like okay,
Jesus,
so
that's too
if
easy.
you exchanged Wancho in this lineup
Hmm.
with Otto Porter, game looks completely different, right?
Right.
Um, like
So,
let's be honest. The Raptors played three less players, and the
okay.
players from the bench they played significantly less. Were
So so
depleted.
so right here,
Mm,
I understand that it's Fred's job to lead him to Thad, and
mm,
I have to say it. Thad is a very good player, but he's not a shot blocker, and this type of system, not being able to adapt, and just the fact that he's gonna get blown by whether or not you like it, but I don't like this type of defense. Like it just exposes you too much. Like you don't have the right guys
mm.
right now to actually switch that and put that pressure on you. Like I get it.
Can
Like
you can you go
like
back again?
funnel him to your help side, but it's just too easy. You know what I mean? Like Trey Young's gonna eat you alive here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's frustrating to watch that.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
And let's see Fred here. Great pass there to OG. OG's been playing well, man. I mean, OG's a hell of a
I
player.
really think that overall
Mm.
that had a really good game.
So
But
that's the play where the
yeah,
announcer's like, "Oh my God, he's improved so much. Great move, great move." I give him, kudos to him, but at the same
mhm,
time, he's not finishing this 9 out of 10 times. He might finish this 3 out of 10 times, maybe. Like he's
mhm,
not doing that all game long. Like that
no,
requires a certain skill. And again, terrible pass, lazy pass. Oh man, Freddie. Come on, man. And these are the momentum shifters here, man. And here we go again. Easy blow by. I mean,
yeah,
I don't and this is the thing. Me and Robert had a huge discussion last night, and it pissed me off because De'Aaron Fox, analytically right now, supposedly,
no, no, no,
he's one of the
don't do
worst defenders in the game, and
Yes,
Fred's one of the best defenders in
no
the
lie.
game. And I'm thinking to myself, like, analytics without context of watching actual games is the fucking worst because It's gonna
No,
lie
but
to you
so
in so many ways.
wait. Are you saying that you're saying that Fred's a bad defender? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying he's not an 87 percentile defender, and that's where he ranks, which is fucking ridiculous to me. He's not a good defender
I
like
see what
that.
you're saying.
He's not
I
Drew
think it depends.
Holiday. Like especially one on one, he's gonna get destroyed every single
Well, I
time.
mean, again, like Drew, Drew is like a bigger player. Like that's part of what makes Drew
I mean,
such a
Davion
good
Mitchell
defender
is
is his
smaller.
size.
Is smaller than Fred, and he's 5 times a better defender than
Who?
he is. Davion Mitchell is. Like size to me doesn't matter here.
I don't know about that. Like Davion's good, but like
On the
again,
ball, there's nobody better than Davion Mitchell
okay.
besides Drew Holiday. And again, context matters to all these analytics.
Wait. You're saying Davion Mitchell is like the second best defender
On the ball,
on the ball?
on the ball.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Who's a better on-ball defender besides Drew Holiday
In the entire league?
in the entire league?
Or are you just talking about guards?
In the
Because
entire league,
like I don't know,
on the
like let's say
ball,
okay,
on the ball.
like a healthy Kawhi, OG Anunoby. You don't think OG Anunoby wouldn't be a better on-ball defender than Davion Mitchell?
No, this is crazy. Again, back to my Fred point. When you're in the 87 percentile,
Yeah. Okay.
it must be a luxury though to play with guys like OG, like Siakam, like Kawhi Leonard. He's always been surrounded by very good defenders. That's not a fiction. Like that's a fact, and that's why when you look at analytics without any context of what the hell you're talking about, it just pisses me off.
Yeah, but like I hear what you're trying to say, but like no, like I wouldn't say that like
What does
look,
Freddie do? That's
Fred
87.
sucks offensively.
87 is elite.
I don't think I hang this game on Fred in terms of his defense. That is not what I would say.
But this isn't about this game. This is just about how he's perceived league wide.
I mean, fair, but like it doesn't matter how you're perceived if you perform, right? I'm not trying to like say that he's been the best performer. I'm just saying like that's not like the best argument, you know.
That
Like,
he's in the
I hear what you're
87th.
trying to say.
But that's my point about certain numbers, where certain numbers can make you look like you're something that you're not. I mean, certain numbers make Dwayne Dedman look like he was a star. The Kings paid him, and he was complete ass. Like that's my point. When you look at numbers without any context of film, it's just laughable to me.
Yeah.
So when I see Fred VanVleet consistently get beat, and then he's consistently perceived to be, again, anytime you're in the 87 percentile, that's elite company. That should not. I mean, again, there's something wrong with these numbers. These numbers don't tell the full story, and if people just base everything off of just numbers without watching the film, that's just a huge mistake. Is literally all I'm saying.
Hold on. Is I just want to because your chat is saying so. Is he saying? Is Yusuf saying that Davion Mitchell is one of the best, like the second best defender in the league, or? Sorry, I just want to see if he's gonna respond. So.
No, I'm not saying Davion Mitchell is the second best defender in the league. I'm saying he's the second best on-ball defender in the league. There's not a single guard that wants to dribble in front of him. They're going to call for a pick and roll and get him off of him. Nobody wants any smoke with guys like him, with guys like Gary Payton II, because they're so elite on the ball. Like when you see Fred VanVleet.
Okay, he answered. He said, "Hell no." Okay, thank goodness. Okay, so we're yeah. Like
if I see Fred VanVleet on me, I'm literally licking my chops.
Learn how to play defense. Then we can talk about defense. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like
if you put Fred VanVleet on the Kings just to prove my point and maximize it even more, they're still not a top 10 team defensively. Period.
Who isn't? Oh, the Kings?
Yeah.
Of course not.
Exactly. That's my point. So Fred VanVleet is surrounded by what though? again, you're not acknowledging this, Kenyon. Fred VanVleet, he's always been surrounded by great defenders. Always. He's always been surrounded by trees, by 6'8" guys. Like let's not kid ourselves though.
Okay, but he typically has a pretty specific role, and he's one of the best.
I'm not arguing that point. I'm saying one-on-one. If you put, that's my point. How good are you defensively?
You're saying that there's limitations. He's not as switchable as the other guys. Is it like if you're going with that, then okay, that makes a little bit.
I'm going with that, and I'm going with the fact that if you put Fred VanVleet on any team, they're not substantially better defensively. I don't know why you don't comprehend that point.
No, it's just I think that you don't like the defensive style. The defensive style is pretty. It's a high wire act, right? And it's not. There's a lot of people that have issues with the defense, but like overall, when everyone was healthy, it was.
You're not listening. I'm talking about his game specifically, though. His defense specifically. If you add Fred to any team, they're not substantially better defensively. That's my point. He's a product of the system.
I know. I don't get the point. I would say that it would depend on the team.
Thank you. It would depend on the team. And he's been fortunate and blessed to always be around great defenders. That's my whole point. It's not hard to truly comprehend, though. Like he's been surrounded by great players.
How about this? Like I would say that. Okay, I sort of get your point, but not fully. So again, I'm gonna try to bail you out here. Is if you put
Fred VanVleet on the Kings.
No. Let me put it this way: if Fred was okay, the problem is that the Raptor. Okay, Fred doesn't do well because Fred. Okay, if we're gonna go truly possessionless, I would say that Fred would be the better. Would not be as well served as other defenders. Like if you could replace Fred,
that's all I'm saying,
with Siakam, then yes, of course. But
that's my whole point.
That doesn't necessarily.
So how do you measure?
Fred's a bad.
I'm not saying he's a bad defender. I'm saying he's not as great as he's perceived.
You just trashed him hard.
I'm saying he's not as great. Okay, so is 87 percentile not great? Like, is that not elite?
Well, yeah, no, it is.
So why is he there? Like, you would think that if you're in the 87 percentile, that you can go on any team and impact that team substantially. He's not doing that because he's not an OG. He's not a Kawhi. He's not a Scottie Barnes. Yeah, that's my whole point, though. It's not hard to. It's literally. I'm not stuttering. Okay, it's not hard to comprehend.
Optimal positionless like lineup. Yes, I would take Fred out, but and especially it depends on the type of team that you're playing. Like if you're playing the Golden State Warriors, you're gonna need someone to chase Curry around screens, right?
And I want nobody better than Davion Mitchell, Drew Holiday, Gary Payton II.
No, Fred did it. He did it.
That's fine. And these guys are better than him at it, though.
Davion's never proven that. He's never even been in the playoffs to prove that.
Right, because he hasn't been around that, and he's a lot younger. But you can already. It's like saying, why do we even project players in?
Well, sure, you can project players, but like if someone. Oh, whoops, sorry, 1 second. I have to actually get going relatively soon. But hold on 1 second.
Well, let's keep looking at the highlights.
Yeah.
So again, easy drop off here by Trae Young. Adrian Griffin had a hell of a game today. Great pass here, just phenomenal there. And once again, Capella with another dunk. Scottie Barnes at the buzzer, pretty much. Bam. Scottie Barnes was just spectacular tonight. He had that missed shot that could have won the game, but those are moments where if you take it back, he probably dunks it, and he doesn't leave any questions about it. So again, it's more of a learning moment for a guy like Scottie Barnes. Great move there by
Well,
Thad,
he will remember this, right?
for
Like he
sure.
definitely will remember this moment, and so yeah. But no, and even that, like I wouldn't put the game on him. No, it would have been nice. Like yes, he didn't make the shot for sure, but I wouldn't put the game on. Um, I wouldn't put the game on Scotty.
And another a missed layup here by Fred leaves him in transition. Euro step. AJ's nice, man. AJ had a hell of a game tonight. I think he had 16 off the bench. Trey Young. Where was the breakdown here? Let me see. Fred helps, but
Sorry,
not enough.
it's hard for me to see your screen. I think it's better on YouTube, but like I'm not on YouTube.
Right. Scottie Barnes here. Oh my God, what a dunk. He said, "You can't guard me, Capella." All over
that's
John
why
Collins.
that's why I said earlier, like they couldn't really guard him at moments, and this is the aggression that you want to see. He can do this, and I think he will definitely. Sorry, I'm just reading your chat at the same time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. Like it's hard for any fan base to be objective. Like that's just the fact of the matter is like any fan base will always
got beat the other day for
will always back up their guys. Like I get it. Like I'm not stupid about that. Like there's certain favoritism, there's certain biases that you're gonna have. Like no matter like what.
Right?
I mean, Davion Mitchell. If you ask any player league wide, there's
sure the first person
undisputably. Undisputably, he is literally, there's no less than 3. No less than 3. On the ball, Davion Mitchell is that good.
Don't get me wrong. I do think he's a good defender. Like I do think Davion Mitchell's a good defender.
When you have Steph Curry and other guys calling for switches because they see Davion's going to guard him, that's the ultimate respect for any defender.
He's good. He's number one, got some limitations.
I'm not saying that. He's also a second-year player.
He's almost like a smaller version of Marcus Smart.
Sure. I mean, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not. But like, he's still like, what about Herbert Jones, for example? Like, you wouldn't put Herbert Jones.
Herb's phenomenal, but again, that's a wing.
Yeah, but you said the whole league, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So
that's okay.
James says, "I'm very objective, but you're not." I just don't think you. I don't think they talk enough to other NBA players, perceptionally speaking, like how they view a guy that's in his second year. I mean, I get it. Yeah. There isn't much tape on him in terms of what has he done, but
listen, Yusuf, I'm trying to be nice here.
Yeah, he's not Marcus Smart overall. There's just no way. Like Davion Mitchell is shit offensively. I'm not even talking about his game. Like I'm just saying for a specific skill.
Like, I agree with Chad. Like, what are we talking about? Like blaming Scottie for like. At the end of the day, right? Like, and look, I'm not.
Yeah,
we haven't even talked about like Thad Young and how he was eating up the Hawks,
I'm not blaming him. I think people in the chat were blaming Scottie for that. Like,
I know I'm being.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Scottie Barnes was the best player for the Raptors tonight.
Yeah, undisputedly.
Like without question. I mean, he's the reason why they were in this game.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, look, Scottie will remember this. These things happen. He's a young budding star, and like these things happen. But this was the type of step forward that you want to see, especially if like you're eventually expecting him to take over eventually.
Malachi was great, and I keep I'm always on you about why he
was a good Malachi game.
Why he doesn't play more, but Malachi again, I get it. I'm not dumb. He's definitely a reserve type of player. But when you're a reserve type of player and other fans say, "Oh, let's bring in Jordan Clarkson," and I'm thinking to myself like, Okay, Jordan Clarkson does not shoot the 3-point shot the way a Malachi can. Is he bigger? Sure. Does he play any defense? No. Does Malachi play defense? No. But at this point, you got to go with what you have. And you have
guess
Malachi
so,
on
but
your
Nurse
team.
doesn't. That so back. Okay, you made a point about how you don't like the defense because it leaves you exposed. That's part of the reason why if you're putting guys out there who are going to struggle with defense, you're going to get exposed in this type of in this kind of defensive scheme.
Yeah, but he's not the only
Right?
one.
No, he's not the only one. But again, like you're putting like Juancho out there who barely plays.
Yeah, and
Like
Juancho
there's
gave
no
him a
auto,
great
there's
and
no
Juancho gave him a great lift early on.
early on, and then what?
Then let's look at the box score. How many minutes did he end up playing? He ended up playing.
Him
He ended
playing
up
minutes
playing 32
doesn't
minutes.
mean that he was helping out.
I mean, Kaleko played 30 minutes tonight.
I mean, relative to what you would expect out of Bo Cruz, like sure. But,
he said Bo Cruz, bro. I don't think he was a huge issue. I mean, 10 points,
I mean, again,
10 points, 9 rebounds.
I can't say like, oh, I wish he played because like, okay, I can't say Banton because Banton's injured. I can't say like Otto Porter because he's injured. I can't say Siakam because he's injured too. Oh shoot. So at some point,
Yeah, but Juancho didn't kill you tonight.
I do agree
though.
with Yusuf. This is a bum. Look, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah, but he didn't kill you tonight, though. Like he wasn't like a net negative tonight.
Yeah, but he wasn't a positive either. It's like,
Oh.
what are we doing here?
I know, but what do you expect from a bench player, though? Right. That's my point.
Right? This is exactly my point.
Right. So if a third string guy doesn't kill you, is that not a win?
It's not. Clearly, because they lost.
Shit. So in that point, then for sure it's not on him. Then.
No, I'm not putting like the game.
Fred VanVleet shot 1 of 11.
Look, I'm not putting the game on Bo Cruz. That's my point. I'm saying like when you have to play Bo Cruz and you can't play Otto Porter, you can't play Siakam, you can't play other guys that are clearly injured, then it's gonna be tough to win. But they're still like putting themselves in a position to win. They should have won the game.
100%.
Like, I'm not taking that away.
100%.
Like, this game was theirs to lose. I think that they have a lot of weaknesses that they can exploit that onto the Hawks, but
so
they're
what
not at full strength.
Burst played 4 minutes, so not much to talk about there. Again, Flynn 28 minutes. 17 points. Before he fouled out, I thought that was huge. Obviously, he was pretty upset that Trae Young got that foul called. Trae Young's going to get those types of calls. And I just thought it was funny that the broadcast kept saying, well, put the ball in VanVleet's hands because he's going to get a call because he's a former All-Star. And I'm thinking to myself, like, no, you have to be like Trae Young level to get these types of calls. Like Trae Young's on a different level, and again, I get it. The homerism of every home team's broadcast. That's just the way it's gonna be. It's just the way it's gonna be. But OG again, 42 minutes tonight, 27 points, 7-7 from the free throw line. He was clutch. How many steals did he have tonight? He had 2 steals, so he's still swiping everybody. Is he your front runner for Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to troll with the Davion thing, but who is actually your Defensive Player of the Year so far for the season?
OG's definitely there. In the top 3 for sure. Probably number 1.
I mean, it's way too early for these things.
Yeah, I mean, it's 15, 16 games in, or 17 games in. I mean, who else has been really good defensively? Rudy has been a shell of himself. Obviously, the T Wolves are struggling,
Yep.
so he hasn't been
Not
as
not
dominant.
Rudy.
Not Rudy. Draymond hasn't been Draymond. Obviously, they're struggling
No,
over there. I'm just trying to think of all like
he
the
seems he
ex
seems
defensive
muted.
players. Marcus Smart has been pretty good this year.
He has been,
Drew
but I would
Holiday.
still
Drew
put
Holiday's been
OG over.
pretty good this year too.
But he's injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, he's injured, but he did play limited minutes yesterday. I don't know if he caught the whole Giannis thing. Montrezl Harrell's
Yeah, I
such
did.
a he's such a bum. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's weird because you saw one angle and then you saw what led up to it after, so it gives you two completely different perspectives. But when I first saw that, yeah, I was like, "What the heck?" And then
I was
I
still
saw
upset
the
even with the
before,
first
and then I was like,
angle.
"Wait a minute, what?" And I was like, "This whole thing is just stupid. It was juvenile."
No, but even with the first angle, I was upset because in that the players association, the players have every right to be there after the game. And
Yeah, no,
as a
yeah,
worker, I get it. He's trying to finish his job, and I get that narrative. Oh, I want to go home, but that's the thing. Like you agree to these things if you
well,
actually
it's
read your
like,
contract. Like it's in
yeah,
their
it's
contracts
he,
to go after every game if they want to. So that's on him. So to me, that's a false narrative that they try to make him look, made Giannis look bad. But then he let Trez shoot on the other side. Like he wasn't moving
look.
him there.
I agree with you, but the whole thing was stupid. Like it was just stupid. You know what I mean? Like sometimes
Stupid from the Sixer side, yeah, because Giannis had every right to actually shoot that ball.
I agree. No, Giannis should have being mad. Yes, okay, but like then going up and like knocking down the ladder, it just looks stupid. Like that's it. Like, it
He
literally
he
looks
told him
stupid. It looks like
nicely
a
to
cartoon.
move. He said, "Can you please move?" And the guy was
Yeah,
acting all tough, like, "No, I'm not going to." So what do you expect him to do?
I don't know. Dunk on him.
He should dunk on it. James says, seriously, the statement that Flynn could guard Maxi is really dumb.
Yeah,
Flynn got
I'm not
pulled.
gonna. I'm not gonna talk about Flynn's defense anymore, please. It's painful.
Who said that? Who said he was good?
No, no, no. Well, I mean, just to that whole conversation part about Flynn and yeah, yeah.
Flynn got pulled after a minute and a half and Sixers because Maxi literally had way against them. Are you talking about this season or during the playoffs?
Oh, this was during the playoffs.
Okay.
He's barely played the season.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, he's barely played this season.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So I personally think that they're, you know, maybe they're playing him more
to highlight
for the
him.
trade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. But
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. I never watched that Philly game. I just based a statement off from last season. To be fair, Gary Trent Jr. also was getting hunted and was getting destroyed
no.
by
Yes. Absolutely.
the
Yeah.
Sixers.
Yep.
So definitely, as you've said in the past, Nick Nurse definitely has his favorites.
Yep.
He says it's definitely OG. There's rumor going around about Trent for
I did
Kaminga.
hear about that rumor. It was like
Oh my God! If you're the
Wiseman,
Raptors, I would
Wiseman and
fly
Kaminga.
Trent out so fast. It's not even a question. Why would the
Yeah.
Warriors do that though? That makes
Um.
zero sense.
So if I'm the Raptors and it's just Kaminga and Wiseman, I don't know. I would probably ask for more than just that. I'm gonna be honest. Um,
What?
yeah, I would.
And why would the
First
Warriors
of all, I'm
want
greedy.
Trent Jr.?
Sorry,
Why would the Warriors want Trent Jr. when they have Jordan Poole coming off the bench?
I don't think that the Warriors want Trent Jr. and I don't think that the rumor is actually real. But
You would want more than Kaminga and Wiseman for Gary Trent
yeah,
Jr.
I can explain why. But like,
Go
yes,
ahead.
I don't like Wiseman. First of all, I don't. I think that Wiseman has missed out
Sure.
on a lot of
He
development.
sucks.
I don't. Yes, there. Okay, you said it. Please, people, don't kill me. But like, yeah, I just I don't think he's. I think he's not good because he's missed out on a lot of development, and he seems to lack the ability to play on the offensive end. And yes, I understand that the Warriors play a really difficult style, but he's had 3 years. He's been there for 3 years, so he shouldn't be in the G League. Is my point. Um, you would think that
Sure,
if he could be
but
better,
if
he
I
would
get
not be.
Kaminga for Trent Jr., I'm salivating over what the Raptors can do with him.
Well, that's why I would ask for more. I would either ask for Moody. That's like I would shift it towards Moody.
I'm sorry, bro. You're not getting Moody
Well,
Kaminga
exactly.
for
So that's
fucking
why this
Trent
is
Jr.
probably
Trent
not
Jr. is a
like a
bench
realistic
player.
trade.
Like
Yeah.
he's not like you're not getting that. If you get Kaminga, you're pulling the trigger, which wouldn't make sense because he doesn't make that much money anyway.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. But I look. I do like the idea of getting Kaminga. I just Wiseman is not like something I would be
No way,
interested in.
Golden State would trade Kaminga. Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um.
if he can finesse him for just Gary Trent, I mean, the Raptors are throwing the party. I'm just telling you, and I'm being honest
Well,
with you.
for who? For just Wiseman?
No, I'm saying for
Okay.
Kaminga.
Okay. You had me worried. I was just like,
No, for
it's like you're
Kaminga. Either
chill.
way, it's not gonna work out money wise. You need a bigger contract. How much does he make a year? 17.
I think 18.
Okay, yeah. So
Something.
it's not gonna work because they're both on
Yeah.
rookie scale deals. I could
No. Well, um, not Gary Trent anymore. Wiseman. Yeah. 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 Um.
Junior. Oh, James is agreeing. They say Junior just stop. Uh, yeah. What Kaminga didn't show shit this year. That's a ripoff.
Yeah. So
You're
basically,
you're projecting him like, and he's not playing much.
yeah. So here's the thing with Kaminga is again like the salary, and I just don't want to. I don't like Wiseman, man. Like I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
I don't like Wiseman either.
Okay.
I don't like Wiseman either. I just feel like he's always injury prone, just like Marvin Bagley.
Yeah.
I think he's better than Bagley, but that's not saying much because the bar is so low. But Trent, once he gets going, no one's stopping him. He's definitely going to be an all-star one day.
Yep. There's a possibility of everything happening.
It's a possibility Kenny's going to win the lottery tomorrow too, bro.
Well, if
um,
one did buy a ticket, then yes.
yes, James. He will never be an all-star. The guy's a bench player. Why is he not playing much? Because he's
We
too
all need
raw. Okay, man. I'm gonna let Kenyon go, man. It was
Yeah, sorry.
again tough
I
loss.
took both shots today, and so I'm feeling a little bit tired as well. So
Yeah, we'll save Kenyon from making a video tonight. So the Raptors lose a tough one, 124 to 122 in overtime. They are now 9-8 and 3-7 on
yeah,
the road. That's a pretty good
I
record
really
if you
wanted them
ask
to get
me.
this win.
It's a pretty good record though, considering that everybody's injured right now. They're in the hunt, and that's really all
They
you
would have
can
been
ask
third.
for.
They would have
Yeah,
been third.
yeah. It's gonna be a competitive race all season long. Make sure you guys keep it here on the Basketball Zone YouTube channel. Kenyon will come out with much more content moving forward. You guys can also check out his YouTube channel, NBA Rewind.
Basketball rewind.
Basketball Rewind. Lots of good stuff coming soon, y'all. Again,
Absolutely. Thank you.
thank you guys. You're not having a good night. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.